with the business just for you. Yeah, yeah. Where your voices? Where your voices? Where your voices? Hosted by King Step. Where your voices? Where your voices? Where your voices? Hosted by King J.
Ma'am, hold on. Can y'all hear me? Nope. There we go. There we go. I should have ran it back because I didn't know what was going on. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, y'all? It is your boy King J. We are here for episode 3, season 3 of Royal Voices motherfucking podcast. Yes, we are here. Y'all, like I told y'all this season, it's gonna be a little bit of a 1-2. I don't like this layout. Hold on, let me just. Oh, not that way. This way. There we go. I didn't really. What Jake said. I'm a rock with it. Y'all, it's been this week. Clap it up again, cause my God. Y'all, it is a lot going on. I think I'm gonna start opening up the shows with a little preload screen, a little, get ready type thing. We gonna improve the promo because one thing, and this is bitch, this has been lingering since season 2 of the podcast, where it's just like social media marketing, all that kind of shit. I just do not be giving a damn. But like I need to because I'm in a social media space. I'm in the entertainment space, music space. That's a really important piece. If you want the views and things like that to go up, people need to know what the fuck is going on. And, I just feel like it's something that is added on as like an extra thing to do. And y'all, outside of this space, y'all, I be busy. Like it's one song that I got. I want to say it's the period freestyle. Shout out to those who know the period freestyle. But I say my freestyle. I'm way too busy. I might need a clone because my God. But we don't do no excuses over here. If you know, we don't do no excuses over here. So I'm gonna just do better. And more to come. I'm still learning this live space, like going live now. I got it. I'm content. I'm comfortable. But like the difference with this versus like a pre-recorded video is with pre-recorded videos, I can record the video, I could edit, I could then promote that the drop is finna happen. So it feels like marketing is a bit more ingrained in that. But for live, I guess announcing that you're going to go live, it's still marketing in that sense, but it's very much it just feel a little different. So we're gonna get into the mix, we're gonna get into the gig, we're gonna get into the groove, and I'm again improve these spaces. I'm still trying to figure out the best way to capture moments from the show. I think I found a platform I want to use, and I think I found a space where I can kind of have some control over, how things come out in that sense. So more to come there. But y'all, welcome to Royal Voices Podcast. This is the official podcast of Kingdom, a creative hub for music, art, and fashion, a space where we uplift creatives in a variety of ways through music, through spotlighting, through showcasing, through partnership, and a ton of other things. So before we get to the show today, make sure you follow the motherfucking page. A few of y'all, and a few of y'all was telling me last episode I was trying to comment, y'all was trying to engage and stuff, and certain things was not allowing you to do so. I was also being informed that the what was the wording? that it was a like a I guess glitchy on some people's sides of things, for lack of better words. Not 100% sure why that was the case. Hopefully today will not be the case. I have everything open, everything free flowing, everything you can do your big one too. It is on the settings at least. It's set up the way it needs to be set up. So feel free if you experience any fuck ups, delays, and like that during the show. Please use that chat, child. This is the reason why it's live too. That's the other thing. If we gonna have a live show, y'all can chat and speak and say something live and in color. Okay, so if your feed is a little wonky, if the sound is a little, say something. I'm giving up on you. No, Rihanna. Yes. So, y'all, like I said before, I think I'm gonna start off every show with, of course, the prelude. Get y'all up in here, and then I'm gonna go into like just a key for a second before we get into the actual show, because I feel like this is the world. So much is going on in the world. Something is always going on in the world, and at this point, can I pull this out? Yeah, something else is always going on in the world. And I feel like at this point, we just need to level set right before we get into all the nitty gritties. So first, kind of my week. I'm doing good. How are y'all? How are y'all doing? How are y'all doing in the streets? Yeah. I'm feeling pretty good. I cannot complain. Like I said before, the week has just been busy. It's been hectic. It's a lot going on. Outside of this, I run an intern program, so my intern started this week. Clap it up for that. Clap it up for that. I just got a text from my friend, and this motherfucker gonna say, "You always want to use that damn laugh track, bitch." And yes, I will. Oh, you always want to use that clapping effect, and I will. I will. Don't let me find no laughter, bitch. It's gonna be up. No shade. I feel like that's the only sound effect I really need. All the other ones, I'm okay. It adds some theatrics to the show, but y'all, I feel like I'm enough for the theatrics. No shade. But yeah, my intern started this week. It's been cool interacting with them, meeting them. So many energies, so many bright energies, so many curiosities and inquisitive natures in that group. So really, really excited for them. Shout out to them and all the great things that they will do and embark upon. A few. Oh, can I say this on here? Can I say this on here? I ain't saying no names. I think I can say it on here. Well, so it's already. I'm going to be transparent. It's an intern or two. It's an intern or two. An intern or two. That mind you, they've only been here for like 2 weeks, or not 2 weeks, 2 days. They started Monday, so Monday the 1st. And it's two who I don't know how to say this because I don't know who watched it. But it's two who, feeling themselves a little bit. I'll put it that way. Feeling themselves, feeling a little bold, feeling a little risky, if you will. And one of them, because I said one or two. Well, an individual tried to shoot their shot day one. Like the day got done, I was leaving the office, and they came up and was just like, "What's going on? I'm so excited for the internship." But and in the moment, I was a little flabbergasted because like I ain't never had, at least from an intern space, I never had a inquisitor. If I want to shoot their shot from that environment, and it's like, okay, I'm going to say no because I am on the clock. my God. Oh, was that the last track? Hold on.
Bun, son.
Yo, shout out to Caesar, man.
Hey, yo,
Bitch, I got a motherfucking laugh track. Yeah, now y'all gonna be tired of me. But yeah, nevertheless, it was him, and he very much just was very transparent. It ain't giving that. I am on the clock. And then the other was that was happening yesterday. And again, the same kind of sentiments of like, what the hell is going on kind of came across my mind. Now, y'all, don't get me wrong. I'm a little fighting teen, I'm a little fighting teen, you know what I'm saying? The fist be fitting, the body be bodying, the face be facing, and, people be shooting their shots. But it's like, I've always said this even with some of my friends who left my company and stuff like that, that, like, when it comes to the intern space, now mind you, these collegiates, these grown people, so it's never one of them like I gotta kind of things, but it's very much I'm not in college no more. And let's be the PSA, I am not in college no more. I am 28 years old. For me, anything under the age of 20 it's 24 pushing it, and I 24 for me, at least in my mind of things, personally, I know 21 is of age or all that, but for me, 24 and lower than 24 is you in some weird, scary territories, and 24 for me is even pushing it, right? Because I always think back to myself, and I default to that thought process of like, okay, 28, 24 don't sound crazy. Now let's change the dynamic, right? Let's say 18, 14. That's creepy. That's creepy. And maybe I'm thinking about these things the wrong way, but that's how I always looked at age gaps. Like, age gaps to me, if I wanted to make an age, or when I hear people have age gaps and they be dramatic, I always dumb it down. Because in my mind, it's like, I think people get to that space of like being 18. 18 is the threshold for legal and all of that. But I'm also a firm believer, like, yes, 18 is legal. You're not wrong. But 18 is also like barely legal. Like, a day could separate 17 and 18. And I don't know. That's just from that standpoint, that makes me a little uncomfortable. But it also makes me uncomfortable because of like, I feel like the older you get, the more wise you become, the more critically aware, like your frontal lobe is formed. And like I said, 24 for me is pushing it, because some shit of the early 20s is just like, bitch, you still doing that? Bitch, you pulling out Fireball? That's your drink of choice? Like, that's how I be looking at it. That's just me though. That's just me. But yeah, them two intern. Now, one of them is a graduate student, so I do see like the threshold, because they older than me. No shade. That second one is older than me, but it's still giving work decorum. And it's like, I gotta clock in and I gotta go see you. And no, ma'am. No, ma'am. So we're not gonna entertain any of that. I just found it a key, and I just, new year, new experience. So yeah, my week is going well. The sun is sunning, the sun is shining. Y'all can see from the attire, this is just one of the garments I've purchased on my summer shoppings these last 2 weeks. I'm excited for the summer. And I also think too, because I've been working out. I'm working out and stuff. So it's like, and for me, I'm not working out to be skinny. By no means. I like being a big dude. I like being a big nigga. I feel intimidating when I walk in a room, but then I open my mouth and people just be like, "Oh, okay, girl." Anyway, girl. but I like that. Because Cause I'm 6 foot, you know what I'm saying, bigger dude. And I've been told I give Trey sometimes. You know, like if I just enter a space, depending on what I'm giving that day, it just give very much. He might hit you in your shit, and I like that energy. But I want to be more. I guess is the tone. Well, what else would be healthier? Let's cut that up. Health is wealth. Health is wealth. I don't have no health problems. I don't want to develop any. I'm 28, and I know as age comes further, shit starts happening. So I would like to preserve my health and wealth and well being. Uh, so that's one primary reason as to why I'm working out. But also, like, I do want to get into a little muscly, kind of energy. So I'm gonna keep going at it. Been doing some walks, some runs, some lifting a little bit consistently. So consistently, my Apple Watch is like your average workout time has increased, and you're da. So I'm staying on track, and that's we gonna have up for two. Yes, ma'am. Yes. What's else going on in my space? Oh, hold on. So my ice melted. Today, don't see that. Today, I made a little cocktail. This is a ranch water. For those who do not know, that is tequila, lime juice, and soda water. Or as my doctor called it, a skinny bitch. This is a skinny bitch because this does not have a lot of calories. So if you're outside drinking and want a cocktail, go to that. Nevertheless, I made one today because it's a few things to celebrate, and I'm really big on people getting their flowers and recognition and just feeling good for the shit that they doing and growing in and fighting, fear and all that shit. I want people to succeed and grow. So today there's two things we're celebrating. One, my brother, my Neo, and his girlfriend have moved and relocated to Atlanta. So I want to clap it up for them. Yes. They've relocated to Atlanta, Georgia. So really excited for them in that move and hoping that they got there safe and all those great things. And then just making sure that they continue to do phenomenally as they are out in the A. And then second, my motherfucking cousin, who y'all seen on Artist Spotlight, Baby Syfe, has recently released his new album, his new project called Demigod. So clap that on up too. So y'all can find him on Apple Music, Spotify, all the streaming platforms at Baby Syfe. That's BABYSCYTHE. And the album is called Demigod. I just love the grind he has. I love the growth he's in. I'm liking the focus he has. Like he's dead ass. He's dead serious. He has 6 projects. Because today I brought him up for something I'm gonna share in a moment. But he has 6 projects in a span of 2 years. 6 whole albums. And I don't mean like 4, 5, 6. I mean like 15, 17 song track projects in the matter of 2 years. So I just want to clap it up for him. Really excited for him. The project so far sounds great. I'm halfway through. It sounds so good. I think too, when it comes to people being in the space of that artistry, it can be daunting, and you can see the grind. He also has a show coming up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, in June. So y'all follow the show, Royal Voices Podcast, all one word, on Instagram and TikTok and on YouTube, as well as kingdom.com. You can find everything Kingdom related there, kvngdom.co. But on our Instagrams, I'll be sure to share his music. I'll be sure to share his announcement for the show. And if you are in the city, if you are around, if you want to pull up, go by. I don't think there's any tickets to buy. So bitch is free. Go ahead and clap it up for him too, so you can show up and be present for that. Free. If it is indeed free, you can pull up with no problems. So yeah, shout out to him as well. And then one last thing, I'm not gonna get into the details because I think I want to do a nice little rollout for this. But y'all, we are fully in development mode for the Kingdom Conference. Yes. My God. It's a lot going on, and it's very surreal because it's like I remember when all of this Kingdom, the podcast, the music, it's only right out now on all streaming platforms. The clothing line, the consulting in this conference was all just words on paper. It was all a thought in my mind. It was all it'd be cool to see type thing. And now everything is like here. So I just want to give it one glory to God. Good glory to God, glory to God, glory to God. In the mighty name of Yeshua. Ashe. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The conference today, we finalized the name. I'm not gonna share it yet because we're gonna have a whole little rollout for it. I'm gonna bring some things to the show and get it to the bag. But today we finalized a name for the conference. We are localizing the venues, so we have 3 or 4 options we're going to be putting together for that. We have an agenda formatted that we're still going to play with a little bit. We have a team. We have a leadership team. My other co-founders. It's just crazy to see. I'm excited. I'm nervous. I'm hoping people come out. I want y'all to buy tickets. I want y'all to share with your friends, families, to buy tickets, come out and engage, get y'all rejuvenation. Like I said, Kingdom is a space for creative and entrepreneurial individuals where we're going to uplift you in a variety of ways. And that conference, I'm telling you, you are going to experience it and gag, and you're going to be excited for the next year to come. So more information for that to come out. We got we have a website being built for that conference. We have some marketing rollouts coming for that. It's a thing. It's a motherfucking thing. So really excited for that. Make sure y'all stay tuned in and more information will come. Let's shake this chat, see what's going on over here. I see Shireen6247. Hey, Miss Lady. Hope you're doing good today. It's a few folks in the views. I don't see a lot of comments today, so no worries there. But yes, feel free to get up in that chat. Feel free to discuss, engage, comment. I'm going to keep checking it. I am also getting trained into looking at the damn chat because I don't look at the chat. Nevertheless, enough about me. It's a lot going on. So with all that being said, y'all can tell I'm feeling good today. Like energies are high. And I got my little 1-2 drink. I got my water on the side. So with that being said, get your popcorn, get your blunt. If you got those, go ahead and whatever else y'all out there doing. I don't know. Y'all in the world doing a lot of different stuff. So enjoy, sit back, relax, and let's go ahead and get into our tea for today. Go ahead and spin my intro, please, for this politics segment. So, in the world of politics today, we have 2 things. Like I said, this season, we ain't going to be in the weeds with politics. The world is crazy. Y'all can go ahead and click into the politics at any time. But I refuse to give my energy to all this demonic shit that's going on in the world today, okay? These people are energy harvesting. People are out here doing a lot of things for your attention, for your focus, for your fear. And that here you will not receive. However, I do got to bring some things in that I find to be a key. So let's go ahead and get into that. Now, we are here in our newsroom, girl. And y'all know when we come to this newsroom, we fit to get into it. So first off, we got some Nazis. Well, I don't want to call her a Nazi. Possibly. I don't know. We have a clip here from a Arizona school board, which you'll see in a moment why I said Nazi to begin with.
All those in favor?
Heil, Heil.
Nobody's given specifics, and then when we give it out there, everybody's like, "Oh, well, that doesn't work for me."
Mr. Carver.
Okay, it doesn't work for you. Good.
There's a lot of people who have been board president. We've managed to collaborate with each other and with the community without throwing a tantrum or changing.
Actually, you guys cannot discuss this legally.
The tantrum will be 10 minutes
I said
after the
right
meeting
here,
out
You
in
cannot.
the parking lot.
It's not on the
Facebook.
agenda.
Anyway, is there a motion to
We can
adjourn,
discuss
or are we
making
just
a-
going to do this for a while? Is there a second? I'll second it.
Oh,
All those in favor?
Heil, Heil.
So, I went ahead and did, because the clip is a key, I went ahead and did a little bit of background research. That's another thing I do want to normalize too, especially here in the Twisted Kingdom, is in the world of AI clips and generation, from whole AI platforms, I would encourage people to always go behind the scenes, especially when things piss you off. If you feel a feeling in your heart, in your chest, in your body, in your spirit, go and verify that your feelings are valid and are not being influenced or manipulated by bad actors. So I went ahead and did some research to see what the hell was going on here. Apparently, that was a school board meeting. That was a school board meeting for a school based in Arizona. And initially, they were discussing or having a conversation around the scheduling of the next board meeting, according to news outlets. Now, the lady in the clip that just did the whole Nazi salute and stuff with the hard hell and all that, her name is Kimberly Fisher. Kimberly Fisher. Let's start normalizing clocking these names because there was no necessary reason for that bullshit. But her name is Kimberly Fisher, and she said she did that motion and the whole noise and then because she felt like the school board director was acting like a dictator. Now, you heard in the clip where she was essentially saying like in the past, prior leaders and stuff collaborated more with the board and the school and the district and all that other shit. And what the director then went into was parliamentary procedure. Let's stop there for a second. Because I know the girls in the world don't read today. The boys and the girls don't read today. They can't read today. They cannot read today. So I'm going to explain what parliamentary procedures are. Parliamentary procedure, or Robert's Rules of Order, if you're not familiar with that, is a form of decorum when having meetings. You might see this approach done in governmental spaces. You might see this in HOA or board position spaces, but it's usually a way to have a governance around a conversation, a sense of order around a conversation, in a sense of decency to ensure decisions are made, to ensure people's voices are heard at the time they need to be heard, and to also keep people on time to, move things forward. So with Robert's Rules of Order and parliamentary procedure, usually if you have something to say, you have to be recognized by the chair saying like, I want to, you raise your hand or whatever during a time of you being able to speak and having open, conversation and discussion. The chair will recognize you as a person being able to go ahead and speak, and you go ahead and do your spiel. After that, if there's any motions on the floor and all that, that's where people start coming in, and you can make motions for anything. Like, I motion to cancel the meeting today. I motion to drink water at the next meeting. Stuff like that. Say, cool, y'all say we want to drink water at the next meeting. Do I have a second? Meaning, is there somebody that backs up what the hell the person just said? Yes or no? If you have a second saying, yep, I second that, they will go ahead and move forward with that motion. If they say, nope, you don't have a second, then that shit is dead on the floor. Meaning the conversation is done right then and there because nobody else wanted to have that conversation with you. So from the lens of you feeling like he was being a dictator, I disagree because if you know Robert's Rules of Order, there is a decorum, there is a flow, and you weren't recognized, so you got pissy. And if you on a board, you know there's a Robert's Rules of Order procedure that you were out of order for, and you're gagged. And because you got gagged, in that moment you got mad, you decided to do a Nazi salute. But I think the deeper conversation there is not the reason as to why you did it, but the comfort. The comfort you had doing that. The comfortability a lot of people in this country, in a variety of different facets, are being emboldened to do things that they would never do in a real, like on a day-to-day basis. I don't care where you are. I don't care how much you upset about somebody controlling something. I feel that way a lot of the time. People controlling stuff or trying to control things. Never in my mind did I think to ever do a Nazi salute. My mind would never be crossed with do a Nazi salute. And I start to think to myself too, because this is not the only incident. Mind you, this is a school board leader. Now, people's responses are they do want her to resign from her position, which I agree. Because what made you comfortable? It's doing it is one thing, but the mental okay and the group comfort to do some shit like that and not bat an eye. It's crazy to me. And it's not just her. This is a sentiment that's kind of spreading across the world. This like right-wing conservative push of extreme ideology, specifically with Nazis. And I just don't get what's going on. Even saying it on YouTube, I might get monetized. Let's be truly honest. On YouTube, this video might get flagged, might get blocked, because I just say what I said. And no matter how accurate it is, the growing interest in this ideology is truly concerning. And my thought process is, I know people are trying to do. They're trying to start race wars. Let's wake it up. Let's wake it up, because I can't with me. Let's wake it up. People are trying to start race wars. And they want black people to be the first ones to throw a punch. I said that on season 2. I said that during season 1. People want a race war, specifically racist white people. And they want black people, or a person of color, if you will, to throw the first punch, so then they can find some way to justify a response similar to what's going on in Palestine and Israel. The level of comfort people are having to express hateful beliefs is by design. It's being promoted, encouraged, and supported through governmental positions and administrative okays. We literally had the conversation around Chuck the Builder, whose whole persona is going around and intentionally antagonizing specifically black people with the hope that you crash out so he can reach in his bag, reach in his pocket, and pull out bear mace or a gun. Because now, because you've responded, he's fearful for his life. It's clear on the wall. It's present of what's going. It's not hard to see of what's going on. And my encouragement to you all is to fuck all the noise. block it out. We have generations of Black people, of people of color, collectively Hispanic, Asian, that have navigated segregation, Jim Crow, legalized slavery, legalized segregation, legalized discrimination, and that tactic specifically of pissing you off so bad that you react. The tactic is not new. I remember growing up and my parents telling me, be attentive to how you respond to stuff. Because when I was younger, I would just get so mad. Everything would piss me off. I stayed suspended until like 6th grade. Then it just stopped automatically. I just like, just for some reason. But stuff just pissed me off. And as I got older, like I said, it kind of dialed down. But like in the recent years, that anger has returned. Where in my mind, I play out the crash out, but in the adult version of me, I'm very, let's keep it copacetic to a point. Because this shit is crazy. And we're trying to coexist with people that don't think we should be alive. I know that conversation is uncomfortable. I know it makes you scared. I know it makes you worried and all this other stuff. But that's the reality. And I hate to say that. That is what it is. There is I don't know what the hell that nigga is. I don't fuck with him. I don't like him. It's like two people in this world right now that I will equate to bitch nigga status. Like I hate a bitch nigga. I hate a bitch nigga, y'all. Something about just that pussy nigga. Like you just weak. Ain't got no backbone, no spine, no just this you soft, you sweet, but you act so hard. I will punch, girl, with my words. My God, I will punch you with my words. I need this clip for footage in the future. Punch you with my words. But it's two people on that list for me, and it's DJ Academics and it's this dude Myron. Myron, I think he a streamer or a TikToker or something along those lines. But whenever I see him, mind you, this man's original name is Yusuf. He's Middle Eastern and Black, very clearly. Like it ain't no wondering. No, is he light skinned? No, this is a Black Middle Eastern man named Yusuf. I think is his name, Yusuf. He has a very ethnic name. And whenever I see clips from his podcast, whenever I see videos of him, he is disrespecting women, calling them all kinds of names to their face around groups of other women. And they just sit there and look at him and then start usually hopping on the girl that's cussing him back out for talking to them the way that he was talking to them. But then the other girls just sit there kind of look at him like, that's crazy. And I guess now he goes on tours like Charlie Kirk did because, I guess he was a Charlie Kirk fan. And he's also a Black Middle Eastern man who feels he's a white supremacist. We live in the oddest timeline. And I saw a video the other day on Twitter of him arguing at one of those school spaces with the mic set up and the whole "come talk to me" banners and shit. And self-proclaimed white supremacist who said he was a white supremacist, who flat out said clearly, I want the Blacks and the Hispanics to get out of here. That was the first thing that white man said coming to that mic. Bald, brown suit, very textbook imagery of a white supremacist. And he was arguing with Myron about the Mein Kampf, basically the book Hitler wrote, and was asking him questions like, "Baby, did you look at that section around the whole Aryan race, and did you look at all that ethnic cleansing and all? Did you look at that?" And he's like, "Yeah, well, I read pieces of it, and I skimmed through it. I skimmed through it, and that's not the part I focus on." And I just told the conversation was some of the oddest shit. It was a self-proclaimed white supremacist Nazi who called himself that, a white man who called himself that, arguing with a black Middle Eastern man about how he wasn't eligible to be a Nazi. And I see your comment, we live in a time of FAFO. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because it's the craziest shit. And it's like, you think being a Nazi is cool? Not knowing they would hang your black ass? Like, and seeing that clip, thinking about season 2, where I was talking a lot about the fact that people are not recognizing this is not politics. You are arguing, debating, trying to convince people of views that you have when their whole ideology is that you should not exist, is that you should not be a person, is that you should not have rights, is that you should not be able to be free. You're trying to find common ground, a middle point, with somebody who thinks you should be in a box. You're trying to find common ground with a person who thinks you should be a slave. You're trying to find common ground with a person who would love to eat food under your hanging body from a tree. That is who you're trying to mingle. That is who you're trying to coexist. That is who you're trying to convince that there's a middle ground to be had. So I just say all that to say, be attentive to the world in which you live. I know some things make us very, 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 very uncomfortable, and that is okay. But y'all need to be okay getting the fuck on and moving the fuck around and rethinking approaches that may, that may go into a way that you are uncomfortable. I'm gonna just leave it there, because after the Chut the Builder thing, after that, after the 2 years of this office with Trump and all that kind of stuff, I'm gonna just sit in that. And I hope that things don't get to a point where the collective is forced to be in a space of response. Now that you are aware, people are trying to antagonize, they're trying to get your energy, they're trying to piss you off. You can now move in a way to ensure they do not get what they want. But that is easier said than done. Now back to this.
All those in favor?
Heil, Heil.
That is so crazy to me. Nevertheless, last clip of politics today, we have Trump is sleeping once again.
I'm going to ask you to focus on President Trump, and you will see that he is sleeping while you are talking.
Oh my God.
Please show the video.
Products they make and what American farmers grow and produce has a fair shot to be sold around the world. On issue after issue, that's been the case. You talk about foreign aid reforms. This is not our money. This is taxpayer money.
Secretary Rubio, have you been at more than one meeting where President Trump has fallen asleep?
That's false. That's false. I've never seen him fall asleep. On the contrary, the guy doesn't sleep, which is a big problem because he calls me at 2 in the morning. He calls me at 5 in the morning. And, you know, I like to sleep a little bit, maybe not 12 hours, but at least 6. So he works. The other day he was at the Oval Office until 12:30 p.m. 12:30 a.m. I don't know what you're talking about.
Secretary Rubio, I'm going to show you in a moment a video that shows you just lied to Congress.
Coalition of countries that line up behind the peace deal, behind the border peace, and it's still every day is a challenge. But it's been driven personally by the president. It's the reason why we're involved in this whole Ukraine-Russia conflict. That's not our war. It's not the president's war. This war started. It never would have happened if you'd been president. But this war is going on, and the president is trying to end it.
You are literally talking about issues of war and peace, and Donald Trump is sleeping right next to you.
No, he's not.
I'm not staying on this long. This was just the key to me. That's the state of y'all world. That's the state of y'all country. That's the state. I know students get called out and escorted out of class for falling asleep. I know people get fired from their jobs for falling asleep on the job. People get arrested for sleeping in a car past certain hours. I want y'all to understand that is our representation. This old-ass decaying man who has a bunch of yes motherfuckers so far up his ass. If I say there's a plant next to me, or if you say, Joshua, there's a plant next to you, and I say, no, it's not. Then what the hell is that? This is where we are. This is where we are. Y'all have it. Y'all be safe out there. Y'all be safe out there. But just know this, I think that there is a need for an overhaul in all government. Joshua President, child, y'all wouldn't take me as president. No shame. No shame. Y'all couldn't take me as president. Numero uno. Y'all thought they'd take me out of here. They'd have to take me out of here because this is stupid. And this is what we got. I need an overhaul. If you over the age of 60, get out of it. If you are over the age of 60, I love my elders. Lord, no, I do. But baby, pack it up. Pack it up. Politics to me has always been 20 and up. I know it's thresholds for age. I don't know what the minimum age is for president and Congress and all that. I think like 20-something, 24, 25, 26, 27. But we need to be conscious of the world in which we are building. And when you got a lot of older people who hoping and praying for their next motherfucking day on this planet, making decisions that have lifelong implications for generations of people, we need to be a little more for real, a little more serious, a little more dead ass. Stop being so nice to people. There's no reason why majority of government positions is held by people in their 80s. You got to wear a diaper to work. Why are you clocked in? You have to be reminded who you are. You have to tell the press, hold on. I forgot where I was for a second. That's scary. That is scary. You're dealing with war. You're dealing with conflicts. You're dealing with food shortage. You're dealing with gas. You're dealing with foreign and you are asleep. I'm done. We are done with the news for the day. Y'all, stay safe out here in these streets. Be attentive. Stay read up. Google is free. Pick up a book. Do not believe everything that you see, and always do your own fact checking. With that being said, that will conclude politics. They're going to be like, that's age discrimination. Mind you, I'm trying to retire, and I'm nowhere near the retirement age. Auntie tired. My God, I am 28, and I want to wrap this up by 35. I want to stop clocking in by 35. Imagine being 80 and you calling your Uber to go to Congress meetings for the next 4 hours? I'm done. I am done. Anyway, we finna go ahead and get into King Reacts. Let's talk about it with King. It's a few things on the docket today. How much time I got? All right, y'all. I'm trying to stick to this time today. I got things to do later today. However, we gonna get into it. So let's go ahead and go to King Reacts. We in the room. So first on the docket, let me look at my notes. Y'all, I hope y'all doing good out there. Let's see. Now, do I want to go in this order? Let's talk about it. So first, we got Jay-Z at the Roots Picnic. And this is a performance that he did recently that started up a lot of buzz on the socials. So let's get into that. Oh, actually, before we get into that, let me put some context. Now, I put a clip in here that breaks down the freestyle he did, because he did a whole freestyle at the picnic and people had a lot of reactions about it. So what I did was I went and found a clip that not only broke down his freestyle, but put context behind who it was and what it was he was referring to, because people can't read, people don't read, and if you can't read, you ain't got no comprehension skills. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get into that.
The rock's not crumbling. The leprechauns have magically run out of pranks. Your son on a federal jail line mumbling something about having too much in his drink. You know how dumb that is? Another one fumbled his, wonder how I get the blame. Niggas' teeth is tumbling out their mouth, and somehow I'm the one who done it. It's a mystery game. You ever heard of a wonder kid? My children is some of them. Have you niggas no shame? Y'all trying to get underskin? I really get underskin as unharmed player. Y'all thugs with y'all thumbs again. Everybody think they're the ones insane. You're no maniac. Watch y'all saniac in my presence, nigga, straight. The jig is up. Nigga, I'm up 10. Wrong chart, champ. You gotta look up again. Niggas look up the Hove. I never looked up to them. The crackers got your publishing gangster. Go talk tough to them. The crackers got your publishing gangster. Go talk tough to them. Don't talk success to me. You niggas is workers. In perpetuity is how your contract is worded. I made me go first. Man, that nut-ass nigga still stuttering. And Chatty Patty down on his luck again. Quest introducing me to Jaguar. I don't know why I still fuck with him. That lady back on the stuff, she sound like she in love with him. Her kid can't even take their kids. Enough of them. A rapper can't be my eye. I got MAGA Republicans. Them shots came from the very top of the government. Good luck with them.
Now, you probably wondering, Josh, you over the counting. It was 7 people he was dissing. Okay? Now, I wanted to get into this because all the conversation going on the socials was kind of crazy. So I want to first start with what it was he was doing, because I think people forget these are multi-generational spaces we are in. Jay-Z is from back in the day, you know what I'm saying? So the 15, 16, 17s, 18s, and younger 20s, they don't know what it was that he doing, because rap has changed a lot. Hip-hop has changed a lot. People can't read no more. So you gotta, when it comes to stuff like that, you gotta comprehend by following along and be able to use literary devices like similes and metaphors and allusion. Shout out to English. Shout out to English class. So what Jay-Z did on that stage is what's known as a freestyle, but it's known as a off the dome freestyle. Okay, when you got to these spaces of XXL and all these people doing these freestyles on Hot 97 and all of that, a lot of them are doing what's known as a written freestyle, meaning they are doing a verse that they pre-wrote, but it was a first thoughts. That they didn't put a lot of thought into it. They didn't go back and edit nothing. That's still technically a freestyle, but you had time to prepare. You had time to prep. Some folks try to be a little bit different by writing half of a written freestyle and then adding on later at the end when they're doing it in live and in color. So what Jay-Z did was the old school, back in the day, throwback on the street freestyle. Meaning you get up somewhere, you ain't got no beat, no backing, no support, just you, your mind, your mic, and your mouth, and you better make it make sense. That's what he did on that stage. Now, when you're doing written freestyles, they tend to have more of a flow to it. They tend to have more of a tone, a much more energetic thing. Think Megan Thee Stallion's what song was that? Running up the check, finna ball till I fall, in the Gucci store, finna check this bitch down. Like that thing that she did on Hot 97, money, I need more. Get it, watch me go. That was a written. Part of it was written. Some of it was off the dome. But what you just saw Jay-Z do was a free, full, off the dome freestyle, which tends to sound a lot more loose, a lot more disconnected. But usually in those, you have heavy hitting bars, which is why I put the content up that I did, because you had to have some context around what he was referring to. And if you don't follow Jay-Z, if you don't follow the scandals and mess that he be's in, or if you don't know the people he used to be around, the people who he's interacted with over the years, you wouldn't get it. So let's just start there. Second, I want y'all to understand he dissed 7 motherfuckers. Like, he dissed Dame Dash, he dissed Nicki Minaj, he dissed Drake, he dissed Jaguar Wright, he dissed Kanye West, he dissed Tory Lanez. So the entire freestyle was not at just one person. Okay, let's get into it a little further. Not a big part. Y'all was gagging about his fro. You know, now don't get me wrong, shout out to Beyonce and to Jay-Z. They do have these black AF moments. Sometimes it feels performative to me, sometimes it feels authentic. That moment felt genuine. It felt like he called out them thick ass locks he had, them wigs he had, and that was what he rocked. Mind you, he's 50 plus. I would encourage y'all, because y'all was making fun of his fro and all that kind of stuff. I would encourage all my youngins, people my age and younger, to be hopeful and prayerful that your head is full of hair at that age. Because that, in order to comb out wigs, in order to comb out locks, you have to have a good hair process. Your head had to be intact, because people comb out them locks and be bald. Now, I had to pull out the retwist for the 1-2. Y'all know I don't do retwists often, but just know for sure my locks are taken care of. So if I ever comb these out, I'ma have hair down to my back, okay, down to my booty crack. That's what it's gonna give. No shade. I'm just being honest. So that's that with the hair. Lastly, the Nicki diss. Okay, because y'all, a few of my friends reached out to me and was like, yo, girl getting played with again. Yo, girl getting played with. And you know, hold on, I'm seeing the chat. Hold on. He can't be mad when Nicki claps back. Yikes. Okay. Honestly, all of Young Money better clap back. Wayne needs to ride also. But didn't he say he don't like battle rap? Clock it. Now, because now we're getting into some things. He said he didn't think they were necessary anymore for the culture. Yes. Now that's the thing, because on the interview he had recently, he was saying that, you know, there were certain pillars, if you will, of hip hop. I think it was like break dancing, battle rap, hip hop. What was the other one? Oh, I'm blanking. What was the other? Was it poetry? It was something else. I'm blanking on the last one. But that was one thing that he said that he felt when it came to the Drake and Kendrick beef that he felt was unnecessary. He felt, you know, rap battles are now too glorified, are in spaces where people are trying to be mean, belittle, drag you to hell, when in reality a battle rap should just be two people sparring and whoever has the best verse coming out on top and calling it a day. He also said he felt like battle rap today gets dragged out because of the internet. So you have a rap battle, you lose, and now you a loser for life because the social medias and people of the world has claimed you as that, and vice versa when you are the winner. So to that extent, the the dissing in which what he was doing is, to me, and I've said this on prior seasons of the podcast, I do not mind battle rap. I don't mind dissing. But to me, when y'all got all these rules in place, when it comes to rap battles and disrespectfully rapping people, that's what diss means. It's just a short version of disrespect. Disrespectful. So I've been said this, my favorite diss song of all time is Tupac's Hit 'Em Up. So when it comes to I fucked your bitch, you fat motherfucker, that's what I mean. My folk will make sure all your kids don't grow. Don't one of you niggas got sickle cell or something? Like, what are we talking about? That truly disrespectful, some crazy stuff to get into. But that's what I mean. And at a point in older rap, when people would actually have beefs, it was dead serious beefs. Mind you, Pac and Biggie died. Now, it's a lot of factors outside of that. You know, it's a lot of different factors that went on with that. It wasn't just the music. No Diddy, just being transparent. It was a lot of different factors in that. But that's how these spaces usually get. And when you are in a diss battle, when you are in a diss space, I feel like everything's off limits. I'm sorry, nothing is off limits. There's no stop here. Let's not talk about that. I don't, girl, your granny, that aborted child, that deceased girl. we are there because that's what historically that's been. Now, these disses weren't that dramatic. They weren't that deep. They weren't that cutting, but they were a key, and specifically for Nicki, because people was hitting me up saying, yo, girl, getting this again. I told y'all I'm on a Nicki hiatus. I love her down, but y'all, she's on the bench. She's on timeout. It's not enough bars for me being responsible about this lady in the rant she be going on. We have to hold our artists accountable, okay? We have to. We have to. I truly treat Nicki like a friend in my mind, girl. Like, if in real life, if my friend was doing some crazy stuff, I'm gonna be like, nah, friend, you acting a fool. That's your first warning. The second warning, now look, you tripping out. The hell is going on with you? That's the second warning. The third warning, now look, do what you want to do. You over there, because you grown. I'm going over here. I love you from a distance. You got it. Because that's just how I am. Accountability. I don't care how much I live for you. I don't care how much I love you. I don't care. I'm never going to let you play in my face, but I'm never going to let you sit here and do crazy OD stuff and not say nothing. Oh, you okay? Oh, I understood what you said. No, you tripping real bad. And you losing me in the process. So Nicki's on the bench very much so. Not just because of the stuff she said at these rallies and stuff, but the doubling down, the tripling down, the still to this day rant she's going on. Comparing herself to Melania Trump, where a few years ago she was just saying she hated that lady because she was brainless and y'all want brainless girls and da-da-da-da-da-da. I love you some Nicki. I do. The music, untouchable. The accolades, untouchable. But hold that lady accountable. And you know, that's what I did. That's what I did when they handed this. Now people was making fun of Jay-Z because he was stuttering during his during his set, and that's what I'm saying. The people who get into rap for real understand. I was on social media, on Twitter specifically, and I saw somebody post a clip of Nicki from, I think, Rolling Loud when her set was messing up real bad. I think this was like 2-3 years ago when her set was messing up real bad, and I do think it was a sabotage attempt to mess her performance up and stuff. But during that show, she did this. She was dissing Megan for Chun-Li, and she was saying, I said I'm 700 on a horse when we fixing the lead. Hold on. I said 700 horses when we fixing the lead, but I don't mess with horses since Christopher Reeves. Now, we also know Nicki is theatrical. So all the in the middle of her sentences while she's talking is part of her. So as far as a person, that is what Jay-Z was doing. Now, did it give that? No. Was it execution there? No. But when y'all keep calling this lady a crackhead, when y'all keep calling this lady, she's on coke and she's on drugs and all this other stuff, y'all keep bringing up her child, and y'all keep calling her child slow and her child the R word and all this other stuff. Like it was said in the comments, don't be mad when she clap back, because you know Nicki is somewhere. Y'all know this lady. She crashes out behind somebody tweeting at her the wrong way. You think you finna get on a stage at a festival and not get a track get a track or two? She's coming. And y'all, the ammunition she's gearing up, she got Trim. She gonna diss Trim. I can already hear the bar in my head. Y'all still copying the hair. My inch is real long, but I said fuck a Trim or something along that. Trim got too much loaded context. You can talk about Trim from a stylistic standpoint, from a haircut standpoint, from a tailor-made clothing standpoint. Trim, girl, you in danger. You in danger. She's going to talk about the fact that y'all can talk about her child, because not only did Jay-Z do it, Cardi B did it. The socials have also done it. She's going to bring up Cardi B and the fact that Cardi B now has the most grossed sold out tour with 37 shows, and every show sold out. She's going to talk about that. She's going to talk about, of course, this performance. She's going to bring up Jay-Z because she's been on a rant with Jay-Z for the last 3, 4, 5, 6 months about Jay-Z owing her money and all that kind of stuff. Of course, she's going to tag team Wayne and Drake because, you know, that was her go-to goats. You know what I'm saying? So just be prepared because she's coming. And when she come, get your change cups. Because the music going to be good. Now, unless we get another Bigfoot or we get a series of Bigfoots. And personally, I like Bigfoot. It was a key. It threw me back to like 2012, MySpace days, Nicki. Very just theatrical, funny, ha-ha, he. I don't need a whole album of Bigfoots. Okay? I don't need a whole album of Bigfoot by no means. No means.
Shout the season.
I don't need it. Now we can do a little 1-2 of Bigfoots on that next project, but I don't need it. But just know that next project gonna do numbers because people is waiting. Dislike her or not, people is waiting. And because all of this is happening and she ain't spoke since last year or 2 years ago now, or maybe it was last year. Last year, mid of the year, I don't know. I blocked her on stuff. I check in on her periodically. I check that Twitter every now and then and see what's going on over there. All right, go back to that block list. No, she's coming. She's coming. And I think other artists are going to come too. Now, Drake did this Jay-Z first. So this was just a response. The whole Jig Is Up thing about checking different charts and check those titles again. Y'all look up to me. I ain't never look up to y'all. That's the thing with Drake as well. Wayne, I did say in the chat, Wayne, Nicki, and like all the Young Money need to ride because y'all are being played. And y'all also been having a hell of a these last few years. My God, Young Money, what is going on? y'all need a redemption album, girl. What a track? Y'all need an album because I don't know what's happening. And then I see two. He didn't. True. People death thinning. Shout out to Sacred. You know, I did use Sacred this last retwist. So like this cleansing, this hydration is a sacred moment. Sacred, now it smelled really good. I like the texture of it. My hair feeling good, feeling soft, feeling luscious. I think I got to use it a few more cycles to kind of get a vibe. But shout out to Sacred, and I can tell Jay-Z definitely been using it. We love Tupac. Shout out to the West Coast, the best coast. You know what I'm saying? Listen, Tupac was definitely a man of his time, definitely an icon, definitely a staple in the culture, in hip-hop, and you know, put belt to ass and really came to a place and put people on notice to step your cookies up or get the fuck out of here. But that diss hit up, my God, that needs to go down as the greatest diss song of all time. I am not playing. The audacity in that song. Imagine being a janitor at Bad Boys, and you sitting there mopping, and you turn on the radio, you hear Pac say, fuck Bad Boys as a record label, a staff, and a motherfucking management. If you die with Bad Boy, so you just clocked into work. and now you are op in Cali and on all of the West Coast. You know, you don't run that city no more. Shout out to you, girl. You don't run that city. Listen, Pac ran that city. But yes, y'all, that was a time. Just be prepared, Jay, for all that mess that's gonna come your way. And when it come, don't be upset. All right, next topic. So next up, we have Cheyenne Bryant. And I didn't get into this. I'm only mentioning this for a slight bit because I think there's some context here that we need to lean into. So I'm going to go ahead and play this little clip from Cheyenne Bryant real quick.
I've earned the title. I have multiple degrees, and I'm not going to prove anything to anybody. My obedience is to God, not to people. And so as long as I'm in his will and I'm serving and I'm doing his, his word, my sheep will know my voice. Even the sheep in wolf clothing. That is not my battle.
Well,
That's
with the questions that are out there, why not provide the proof of your degree? Why not?
Well, a couple of things, right? I have multiple degrees. And my thing is that my proof isn't something that I have to prove to individuals. My proof is already within my credentials, my degrees, and also more than just my titles, it's in how effective I've been. All of my sessions have been live for the most part. My sessions with Nick Cannon, Cam Newton, Shannon Sharp, B. Simone, they have all been for the world to see, right? So no one knew who Dr. Bryant was prior to seeing all of my sessions that were live. And they deemed it, as well as I did before they did it, they can't validate me, I validated myself, they deemed it as my work being effective. I am effective at what I do. I'm educated and I'm successful in my lane, and I'll land on this. I created my own lane. And so a lot of times, Marissa, when people see that you created something that maybe they couldn't, admiration turns into envy. And you got to be okay. And you got to be okay with that in that
as an
space.
attack. But I think, and I've gotten this question from many viewers, and I owe it to them in service to them.
Absolutely.
Why not drop doctor from your name if you cannot bring forth that doctoral degree?
So I've already covered this, right? And we're here obviously to talk about my new book. So I've earned the title. I have multiple degrees, and I'm not going to prove anything to anybody. And we're going to leave it just as that. Yeah.
Dr. Cheyenne Bryant.
Baby, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant.
And that's where, and you're standing by that.
Standing by it. Yeah, because I earned it. Absolutely.
No, I'm not going to drag this because I feel like the socials already dragged us enough. Y'all done seen the Breakfast Club interviews. If y'all don't know who that is, that's Cheyenne Bryant. She's been getting a lot of attention lately because she's been called out on the credentials that she says she has. She has like a doctor trainer and all that other stuff. And, she can't produce any receipts for specifically the doctorate. Now, I just wanted to say, for this space, people go to school. Right, I hold degrees. I understand how much time, energy, and effort goes into scholastic programs. Getting through high school is a process. Getting through your bachelor's degree for college is a process. Getting through your master's degree is a process. Getting through a doctorate's degree is the biggest process. And it's a lot of long nights. It's a lot of back and forth. It's a lot of doubt. It's a lot of research, conversations, really things that help fine-tune your expertise, your understanding, your focus, and what it is that you're, leaning into. So a part of me finds it disrespectful that people are, agreeing with what you just said as far as I put in the work and da-da-da-da. If you earned a degree, I promise you will never be a motherfucker shot to show it. I don't care if it's an associate's. Hold on. I would show y'all this, but my whole government is. But just know, there's a document in here, okay? There's paper in here, I just don't want to show my whole government name on this platform. But even in associate's degree, you gonna see that. You know what I mean? So let alone a doctor, and you have all these issues pulling up your credentials. It's not about proving anything to anybody. It's just a simple matter of, if I have it, I can show I have it. And I always say that when people are lying, because I personally think this lady's lying. That's just me. Feel how you want to feel. But when people are lying, sometimes, well, a lot of the times, when there's no opportunity or there's no validation of what people are saying, when there's no way to give, certainty, liars will thrive in that. Well, I don't got nothing to prove to you. I ain't got to show you nothing. I ain't got to tell you nothing. You're right. You ain't got to show me nothing, but you the one who bring it up. This is the shit you said. And when I'm confirming the words that you said, now there's an issue. I bring this into today's discussion because I wanted to encourage artists, and this probably was a better fit for like creative advice, but I'm going to do this here for Let's Talk About It with King. As you move forward in your entrepreneurial, artist, creative spaces, don't lie on your resume, because people are going to pull your card. And a motherfucker like you come across a person like me, I'm going to put pressure on you. You said you did what? When did you do that? Okay, who did you do it with? Oh, okay. And what was the turnout of that? Cool. Any pictures? Any videos? Cool. Like, that's what I'm saying. And again, you don't owe me nothing. You ain't got to tell me shit. But I just the kind of person is like, you can't just say something to me and I don't follow up. Especially when you 10 toes doubling down, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like, baby girl, just go ahead and tell the truth. I feel like you're caught up in it, and I feel like at some point you are going to have to disclose some of the things, but that starts impacting your reputation. Now, don't get me wrong, you can do work and feel like you've earned things and feel like you've done things by all means, but that does not equate to a true credential. And I don't think it's essential that you have these credentials to be valid in what you do. The same way I say people don't need to go to college to be effective or successful or knowledgeable on a topic or a field of study. That piece of paper just is a step that says, yep, you've done the work needed to accomplish that. That's it. So I understand that perspective. But just because I feel I've done the conversations, I've done the work behind something that I could really get a PhD for, does not mean I'm going to go around to people I got a PhD, because I don't. You get what I'm saying? And then when it comes to the accreditation of your thing, now school's burnt down and your records is gone and all this other stuff. That's the part that just gets me. There's people saying she was in class, she pursued, she just never finished. But she tried 3 times for 3 different programs, just couldn't complete any of them for whatever reason, allegedly. And that's my thing too. And a lot of the girls who go to college and don't finish be like, yeah, I went to school. You did go. You did. You were present. That is a fact. But again, and I'm speaking as when I was a kid and teenagers and stuff, the manipulation aspect was a thriving thing for me. I'm just telling y'all to your face, a liar is going to find every which way to finesse their way up out of that lie, or leave you in a thought process of belief, make you believe something. But that's why my policy in life right now is be honest. I don't want to lie to none of you motherfuckers. I don't feel like lying to none of you hoes. Let's start there. Second, there's no reason a lot of the time to be on BS. You know what I mean? There's no reason to really, like, what are you doing on that for? Like, there was no reason to lie. You know what I mean? If you don't got a doctorate, you don't got a doctorate. And girl, at this point, all these damn interviews and cycles that you going through, girl, you could have went to school for your damn doctorate's degree. Like, if you feel all this pressure about going to school, girl, go get a doctorate. But you buying chains and shit, you could have spent that money on a diploma. I digress. But I just want to encourage, again, creatives, entrepreneurs, artists, all of that. Don't lie on your resume. Because folks, A&Rs, producers, creative directors, legends, icons in these entertainment and creative and entrepreneurial spaces will pull your card. And a lot of the times, they've had the same experiences that you've gone through. So you lying is easily spotted. What Cash Doll said, if you lying on your money, I can spot that shit. Yeah, money are the things that I see. Like, it's not hard. When you truly do that, when you truly in that, when you truly with that, we can spot the bullshit. So that was my only 2 cents with her in this environment. I don't want to get her no much more attention. Lastly, on the docket today, let's talk about with King. We have Akbar. Once again on this damn show. Now, y'all, I promise you, I don't follow this lady. I don't get into this girl at all. But I find it baffling that she's been on this show for the last 2 weeks. 2-3 weeks. And she's back with, I guess, an official song and a diss track to Trim and Tolato. Let's go ahead and get into it.
Waste, bitch. Take the trash out. You just a trailer full of waste, bitch. A real big mama spank bitches on their own shit, bitch.
She don't even got her kids. How she standing 10 toes down if she only got 8? She over there beefing with a 19-year-old. She's so washed up. She is a clout chaser.
Look, get out my face, bitch. Been had my kids for 6 years. What's different between me and them? Y'all pick and choose what real is. Just post the Fashion Nova pick it, 8 like my feet is. Good slap any bitch, don't care if you 19 or you 50. I ain't got no pics, bitch. You show me that I'm lit, bitch. I killed this hoe in one dish. They start posting family pics. So tell me, sister, really the clout of the chaser? When I can say one line and have these bitches shaking table. Get out my face, bitch. You still in my face. I don't tell none of these bitches my business. They don't know shit about me, not even my kinfolk. Until y'all bitch walk 'em out of my shoes, y'all can't talk about what I've been through. Now I'm riding around in my Benzo with my body snatching this Kenzo. Just got my titties done. Yo nigga wanna fuck on me like a nympho. I just met a nigga with some good dick and he told me he from B-more. I'm like, nigga, spin that shit, gotta count it out before you see more. My pussy good and I got bomb as head, nigga. I'm a C4. Ain't going back for with no keyboard. I'm all these bitches moon boys. I just did this shit, I'm in the mood boy. Santa bitch can't rap. When I drop this shit, just watch how all these hang hoes, they gon' clap. Like, Akbar, you did that. Akbar, you did that. Akbar, you did that. Yeah, sis, you did that. That was T. Yeah, that was T. You did that. You did that. Get out my face, bitch. Jiggy boogie face, bitch.
I feel like when it comes to this lady, and not just her, it's a lot of artists. It's a lot of it's a lot of artists that I just feel get into this space of like, because they're capable of rapping, they initially believe they're the pinnacle of rapping. Now, I think every artist is supposed to feel like they're him, they're her, like they're that, like they're them. And I'm never gonna be mad at somebody saying, you know, I'm the king, I'm the queen, I'm the princess, I'm the prince. Bitch, have it, have it. We all should have that crown. You know what I'm saying? We all should feel that empowered feeling. You know what I mean? There's a reason why I'm King J, not the little one. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason. But the thing about that king there's a backing to that king thing. And it may not be necessarily a tenure in rapping or things along those lines, but if you ask around, just that resume is stacked. Okay, I practice humility, so I'm not gonna sit here and go down a spiel at this time. Clock it at this time. However, Akbar being at it with Trim, and for some reason being with Lotto, I don't know what the goal here is. And I also feel like, from what we said like last week, when you are intentionally doing shit with the hope of getting attention, that's your strategy. And I'm not saying that's your strategy. You said that's your strategy. When we went to your page last week, that was the shit you said. Well, the trim girl, yes, she's 19, but she's the most trending girl right now. She's the most attentive girl right now. And your thought process was to hop on her wave? You had a bar in your song that you said, is you the clout or the chaser? And girl, you were the both. Because, and it's not nobody's assuming that, alleging. You said that yourself. This is what I'm talking about. It's not clicking. You girls trying to diss people and dissing yourself. You are the joke. Now, Akbar, I feel Akbar can rap. I do. I do think that. I do. But should she be the person coming up talking about numbers and stats and accolades and achievements and awards and status and then pressure and presence when your literal own page is saying that you are hopping on people who you feel have attention because you want some of that? And then the music video. My God. Girl, Trim got better Instagram videos than that. Like, I don't know. I don't know where Lotto came from. I don't know what the beef with pressure with Lotto is. I also saw Lotto had a new album out too. I haven't gotten into it yet. I just started playing it yesterday. I got like the 3 songs. So I do want to kind of get through that a little bit more, but I'll bring it here for a discussion piece. But I don't know. It's just weird, and how people assume they have these titles and these roles and the greatest of this, and I run that. I run the city. I run Atlanta. I run Chicago. I run Texas. I run. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Because little do y'all know, I know the person who truly runs Chicago. I know the person who truly runs Chicago. I know who truly runs Milwaukee. I know who truly runs. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a thing that I truly don't get. And I think that when it comes to Akbar specifically, I wrap it up. Just stop. Like, if you want to rap, go rap. But you don't need to be on the coattails of nobody. All these disses and no one's responding to you. Let's start there. No one's responding to you. Anyway, we're going to go ahead because I see I am almost at time. We're going to go ahead and wrap up King Reacts. I will encourage y'all, once again, if y'all have any content or things you want me to get into, think about, talk about, chat about, please send it my way. I am trying to, we know who run the shy for real, period. You can't go back to your hood, huh? Yes, ma'am. But yeah, if y'all have any, if you have any content, anything that you want me to get into, please send it my way. I am trying my hardest to not make this a messy little space. I don't want to get into the who's dating who's, because I don't care. I'm just being honest. I don't give a damn. I do not care who is dating who. I do not care who tweeted what. If it ain't got nothing to do with the music, the fashion, the movies, that's what I try to focus on. Let's get into discussions that really, matter, especially in the world right now, because so much is happening, so much is going on, and it's enough negativity in the world now. If things are key, let's key about it. Okay, let me be clear. If things are key, if things is a hee hee ha ha, let's hee hee ha ha and key about it. Let's get into it. But this is not a space to be gossip. This is not no T-blog. This is not the shade room. We're not doing all that. Okay? So with that being said, I'm going to go into our last segment of the day, which is creative advice. And it's two things. One, don't limit yourself and stay the course. Do I have the video here? Hold on one second. Did I put it in here? I'm going to add it in here. We're gonna use let's talk about it with the King background for this. Because there's one thing I wanted to really share with y'all. Hold on. Let's get it up right here.
No, no more fear, y'all.
Okay.
It's not time for fear. We see the consequence.
Hold on. Let's go.
No, no more fear, y'all. It's not time for.
Hold on. Now let's go.
No, no more fear, y'all. It's not time for fear. We see the consequences. You still gonna die. You just need to be ready to die about something, worth something. We're gonna die anyway. Everybody leaves the same way. We need enough people. We need enough soldiers. We need enough people to say, you know what? Right, wrong, indifferent, this ends today because my life is on the line. My kids' life is on the line. You keep talking about I'm not your ancestors. You better become them ancestors because they had to do what they had to do and they don't even get to reap the benefits of what they had to do.
And what's sad is they went to the lie.
So I wanted to share that real quick because it does touch on a few things, and I kind of go into the politics space too. But I like the emotion behind that, right? I think we are in a space where people are ruled by fear, are ruled by concern, are ruled by nervousness, and all this other shit. And when I say stay the course, when I say don't limit yourself, but I also mean have something you stand 10 toes on, that's what I'm getting at for this creative advice. As we build up Kingdom, as we build up this conference, as we build up the podcast, as we continue to emerge in these environments and continue to get into spaces we've never been in before, and as we have more difficult conversations, as we see the world around us while all this is happening, all the other shit outside is happening, and stuff like that, we have to get into a space, like I said before, where fear does not control us. Okay, a thing the enemy uses a lot of the time is your well-being as a deterrent from doing what's right. So from a lens of the politics space, that should be a cognizant thought, but understand the value of your efforts. Right? So when we say something like we're not our ancestors, that's kind of a slap in the face to an extent because you're right, we not. A lot of people of the world today are pussy, are sweet, are soft, are scary, are willing to capitulate, are willing to sell out, are willing to jump through hoops, do jumping jacks, push-ups, and run 17 laps for a person who would not piss on them if they was on fire. But because you're scared, because you've been threatened, you gonna lay it on the line. Because you got a check, you gonna lay it on the line. You cool. Same thing in this music space. Same thing in this movie space. Same thing as in this entertainment, creative, entrepreneurial environment. Some things, some principles, some values you have to stand on so bad, so hard, so 10 toes that it may cost you who you are. It may cost you your existence. And that's some very real shit. It don't sound fun. It don't sound nice. It don't sound kind. That's just the reality. And we are in a world now where people don't have backbones, where people don't have spines, where people are willing to let wrong and evil and maliciousness and spite and hatefulness pop up and thrive. Not because you can't do nothing about it, but because you are scared of how far you may have to go. I've told people this when I'm talking about politics because I'm very unfiltered, as y'all can see. I said what I said and I mean it. That's just in my heart, and I'm standing on that. That's just me as a person. I said what the fuck I said, and I mean it. I love my life. I love the existence I have. I love my friends. I love my family. I love the things I've experienced and engaged in and embarked on and building and all the things that will be existing beyond me. But I don't have a fear in me that will allow anybody or anything to override my morality, principles, ethics, and values. In these creative environments, in these entrepreneurial spaces, you may be offered opportunities. You may be offered checks. You may be offered partners. You may be offered people in spaces that you've dreamt your whole life about. That you sweat, cried, tears, broke down for. But it may come attached with something or with things on the back end that sacrifice you. And sometimes your refusal in those environments may cost you you. And you have to ask yourself, are those things that you're willing is that something that you're willing to sit in? But don't let fear control shit. Keep going, keep thriving, keep being attentive to who you are. Keep being an advocate and a vocal, outspoken person behind the things you stand for. Politically, mentally, physically, spiritually. And for me, I stand with right. I stand with what's true. I stand with what's the right thing. Right? I think I stand with people in community, in value. I may not know you from a can of paint, but there's no reason why a person should be going out of their way to make your life a living hell, and you will never get that from me. You will never get that from me. And when it comes to kingdom, I'm 10 toes behind this bitch. I told my team that today too. We 10 toes behind this bitch. And if you're not, get the fuck around. You'll go somewhere else. We not with that. So keep going. Don't give up that fight. Don't stop. If you need extra energy, sit in yourself. Pull from resources around you. But don't limit you. Don't dim your light for nobody. Don't dim your light for nobody. And don't let the world around you, people around you, failures around you get in your mind and make you think you're next. It's you. You're the problem. You're going to fail too. You're going to do this. Da, 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 da. All that shit, move it. Stand firm. Everything ain't going to be that extreme. Let me clarify. Everything ain't about you losing your life in your pursuit of whatever it is you're going for or whatever it is you're standing for. But I would encourage you and I would leave you all with this question. What are you willing to die for? In the words of Lauryn Hill, you said you would die for me, die for me. Why won't you live for me? What are you willing to die for? Is anything in your life, any person, any people, any belief system, what are you willing to die behind? And if you're not willing to die behind it, I would then follow up with that the next question being, do it really matter? I'm done now. My God. So with that being said, y'all, I am near the dot. I want to thank y'all for tuning in to Real Voice Podcast today. Again, anything coming down the pipeline will be shared on our platform, so kvngdom.co. We will be going through an overhaul soon. It's a lot of things coming for that I'm excited about. You can follow our podcast space, of course, here on YouTube, Royal Voices Podcast, all one word. Hit that notification bell. Hype the videos when you see them in the future. I'm learning what the hell hype is. This is a new thing on YouTube. It wasn't here in prior years. But hype up the videos and shit. I don't really know what to do, but it seems important. So hype up the videos, share with friends, family, friends, roaches, rats, if you got them. Is that how I used to say back in the day? Family, friends, roaches, uncles, aunties, nephews, rats, roaches, if you got them. I don't know, one of them. Share with people, share it on your stories. Stay locked in with the brand. Stay locked in with Royal Voices Podcast. One last thing, I am considering a co-host on this show because I would love some banter. I would love some different takes. I just gotta know how to do this through YouTube. No shade, because I don't know. And people don't be living here. The people I would like to do things like that with do not live here. So, nevertheless, we're going to see what's going on. I see in the chat, winning season. Yes, ma'am, winning season. I'm praying for nothing but growth, success, and prosperity for not only myself, but you all as well. But with that being said, love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. And remember, we reign forever. Y'all run my motherfucking intro. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy, King J. And if you're liking what you're seeing here on the Royal Voices Podcast, make sure you lock in with us. Follow the page, subscribe, like, comment, catch the shows live. You can find everything Kingdom related and Royal Voices Podcast related all on kingdom.com. That is www.kvngdom.com. And you can find everything for the show, to merch, to music, and everything in between. So stay locked in and remember, we reign forever.